Hello and welcome to this edition of Falcon Flashback as we take you back just a little bit of time ago and relive some of the memorable moments in Falcon athletics as we count down to the return of Concordia sports. My name is Matt Menzel, being joined on this edition by the men's basketball head coach Sean Cassidy as we take you back to February 29th of 2020. It was a NAC men's basketball tournament championship and the Falcons in a position as they hosted MSOE. It was the Falcons' first conference tournament championship game appearance since 2017. And, Coach, it's funny how this all developed because you look at the bracket and, I think many thought Concordia MSOE would be the championship matchup the year before. It did not pan out that way. And then everything kind of fell into place. And all of a sudden, as number 3 seed, you guys are in a position to host.
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable how the whole thing panned out for us. I have to say that a couple guys called it a week before that they said this is how it was going to pan out. But, we didn't think there was any chance that we'd be hosting. And I think I pretty much told games management staff, don't worry about it. We'll be on the road after the Tuesday night game. We'll play semifinals and finals on the road.
Digging a little bit deeper into the road to that championship matchup. First round tough matchup against Illinois Tech, a team you guys had fallen to twice during the course of the regular season. I guess kind of your thoughts going into that matchup, which, Illinois Tech certainly had your number at least going in.
Yeah, that was a real tough matchup for us. IIT was really good, really long, athletic. They blocked every shot we put up. I think they still set the score or set their record for block shots against us in that quarterfinals game. But we had great games. I mean, we lost at their place in double overtime after being down double digits and came back and fought. We lost at our place in a game that we kind of gave to them in the last 2 minutes. So we were excited about it as kind of our redemption tour. We were going to face those teams that had beat us during the year, and so we were excited and fired up, especially playing at home. We thought we had enough to beat them here at our place.
You talk about redemption, and certainly you got that in the semifinal against Wisconsin Lutheran at their place after they had given the Falcons a sizable loss earlier in the season. But you look at that semifinal win over the second-seeded Warriors. How about the play of Jordan Johnson? That obviously stands out with the program record, 45 points, 34 in the second half. I mean, he absolutely took over.
I've never seen a performance like that. Everything he put up was going in, and he was rebounding, he was defending, he was doing everything. And our team is smart enough to find him every time down. And we were having a hard time defending Andrew Brigink. He was just so good. And I think he and Jordan both had about 28 points at the same time in that second half. And then Jordan went on to score, 17, 18 more points. And I think we held Andrew to maybe 7 more. So it was just an incredible game. Just the emotions of that game. And again, our crowd was incredible. We had more fans on a road game than the home crowd did. And we know they were calling people, trying to get more people into the stands. But our crowd had already taken over. And it's such a great feeling to see that.
So able to knock off number 2 Wisconsin Lutheran. Across the way, the other side of the bracket, you had number 5 MSOE upsetting number 1 Benedictine. When did word spread that all of a sudden, hey, that upset's happening, this upset's happening? Hey, the championship game's at John Book Fieldhouse.
I think someone told me on the court that it was a close game and that MSOE was leading. So right after the game, we had an idea, and I just wanted to celebrate the semifinal game, and so many people were following their scores. Parents were coming down out of the stands to try to show video, and just wanted to enjoy really that incredible semifinal game and thank the fans for being there. So, yeah, it hit us, and then going into the locker room, we knew that we would be hosting a championship game. So you come off an exciting win and all the emotion, and then it gets heightened with the fact that we get to play at home again.
What was the mindset or what was the preparation like knowing you're facing MSOE, a team you'd beaten twice during the course of the regular season, but you're also about to see the Raiders for a third time in about a little more than 3-week stretch?
It was strange the way the schedule worked out for us, that we played each other, I think it was twice in 10 days. So the scouting report really didn't change for either one of us. So for playing a third time, we know each other very well. I mean, we always have. We've always had great games against each other. No one's ever held a big lead ever in these games. So we know that they're well coached. They're very well disciplined. We knew what we needed to do. So then it was just a matter of going back and going through the scouting report again the day before and talking it over and what worked, what didn't work. And really it was nice being able to watch 2 games of our film against them in preparation for it. And knowing that we had to defend Matthew Kermsey, one of the top players in the NAC. And we knew he was going to come out ready to play.
And what an atmosphere that championship game was inside the John Book Fieldhouse. At one point, standing room only, they were bringing fold-up chairs, trying to accommodate all the fans. But even the game, I mean, talk about emotion, the ups and the downs, the ebbs and the flows. Down by 10 at one point in the second half, able to get the game to overtime, took over the momentum to win that championship. I guess when you reflect, as we sit here before we go back to that February 29th date, when you think about the championship game, the atmosphere, I guess what most stands out to you?
Just the number of people that were here. You have that emotion going into the day that you're trying to control yourself and just, okay, we got a shoot around. So I had the gym all set up. I was ready for the shoot around. And I was probably trying to calm the team down as much as myself. And then you start hearing rumors about teams that are going to try to get back in time. And the text messages from alums that they're going to be there, that they're excited about the day. And then there's some time-lapse footage on YouTube of the crowd starting to roll in. And then by the time tip-off, it was crazy. And you know that the other sports teams came out and really supported us, the other coaches. Everybody's busy. And for the faculty, the staff, I didn't even notice this at the time, but you go back and you look at photos of just how many staff members and faculty of all. I mean, not just in the athletic department. I mean, they were all there. But then everybody else came out with their families, with their kids. It was pretty exciting. And, going back in preparation for this and watching the video again, it gets kind of emotional, just the amount of support that the athletic department had for us on that day. It's just incredible.
I know going into the season, we'll wrap it up with this question before we get to the tip-off of the NAC Tournament Championship contest, but so many question marks came into this 2019-20 campaign. So now as you reflect back on the season that was, I guess how would you summarize the way things panned out?
Well, 3 of our first losses were by exactly 20 points. I think lesser teams would fold at that point. The character of our guys really came through. We had a number of overtime games. We had an opportunity to go to Loras and play over a weekend. We went to Florida, and I think those trips were so good for us in bonding as a team. And in the conversations that we had in January leading up to CIT that we're getting ready to go on the road again, just about how close they were and how much they cared about each other. And it was pretty exciting looking back now, is those little moments that, can make or break you. And they pulled through. And even a conversation I had with Isaiah and Lake and Mike in a locker room after a hard Lakeland loss, where in my mind I was thinking we just blew our chance at the conference championship. And they were telling me, don't worry about it. We're going to win the tournament. It doesn't matter how we finish. We're going to win the tournament. And that assurance and the confidence that they had, and even though Isaiah and Mike really weren't playing, that they had in the other guys and how it all came together, it's just it's real exciting. Just real exciting that the family aspect of our team showed when we needed it the most. And then you look at the championship game when we're down 9 points with 6 minutes to go. At any point you can collapse. You can fold it in and just say, all right, you know what? That's we gave our best. And this past year, they fought through those things, through all the adversity.
Well, it's time to jump into our Peabody and Sherman time machine and flashback to February 29th of 2020. It's a NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship as number 3, Concordia University, Wisconsin hosts number 5, MSOE. It's John Winter and myself on the call. A trip to the NCAA tournament on the line. Selection Monday, early afternoon. The winner of this game will find out their destination for next weekend and the NCAA tournament. Falcons want to get back to the big dance for the 4th time. First time since 2015. MSOE won NCAA tournament appearance back in 2003. We are ready to go. Glad to have you along on this Saturday night in Mequon. Falcons, their home white, MSOE, their away red, ball in the air, and the Falcons control the opening tip.
And let's see what Concordia can do here early on the first set. Honestly, you're probably going to look to get it to your hot hand in Jordan and see if he can't continue from his performance against WLC.
Absolutely took over the game, especially down the stretch. 34 of his points came in the second half. Keller giving the Falcons a 2-0 lead.
And there's Jers setting up the big man again, the all-time leader in assists in a season, doing it again.
He's averaging 7.1 assists a game, tops in the conference, 3rd in the nation. Lake George there defensively. He has been consistent when it comes to his defense. he's starting to pick it up even more so on the offensive end.
And probably what you're going to see from Concordia against Kermsey is a lot of face guarding so he can't get on the three-point line.
A carry here against Petrov. I don't know if I've said it already, but I'll say it again if I have. It is loud in here.
And that's what you want for a home. I mean, Concordia got a home game in the NAC championship game. Probably not what they expected, but it's so happy to be at home. I mean, they're 9-2 at home, and they love playing in front of this crowd.
The 2 home losses against Lakeland and against Illinois Tech. Both teams had to shoot near lights out to come away with victories here. Tough scoop lap for Zietlow, and the rebound for Petrov. On the Raiders push, Petrov finds an opening and takes it right to the bucket to tie the game at 2.
And that's his game. I mean, he does a great job of attacking the rim. It's pretty much him and the Kermsey show offensively for MSOE.
Yeah, those two combined to average about 32 of the team's 74-75 a game. Jers, this time he's the recipient of a pass from Brandon Keller.
That was a great dive cut and a great find by Keller. Kind of in no man's land when he left his feet, but Jers a very timely cut.
Petrov. Here's Travis Ballard. Vanslow off the curl. A 3-ball well off the mark for Matt Kermsey.
And MSOE love to do that. They love getting Kermsey off screens.
Jers hangs. Unable to finish with the left hand. Rebound there for Deontay Vanslow out of West Dallas Central, a former West Dallas Central Bulldog. Nearly 2 minutes gone by here in the first half. And the dump off there for Gabe Ware, and we mentioned he's coming off a strong showing. How about 23 points? Although every one of his field goal makes an attempt with 3-pointers going 6 and 9. Game tied at 4.
And if I'm Concordia, I mean, they got to do a better job of moving the ball. A lot of one-on-one offense early. I want to see them move it as a team.
Well, Johnson, good defense there. And from Deontay Vanslow, but he got a little too aggressive, a little too handsy. And Vanslow picks up what's going to be his first, and the first on MSOE.
And Concordia, again, I mean, they really pride themselves on moving the ball as a team, and hopefully they can get it in a little bit. A little too much isolation ball here early. Let's see if they can't do it together here as a team.
How about a couple of early MSOE substitutions? Sammy Lynn, Josh Herzog sub in. So the foul against Vanslow, the inbound here for Keller. Trying to find an opening. Trying to force over 2. MSOE looking to push.
That was great defense by Travis Ballard there, just staying strong and staying tall.
Game even at 4. 17-15 to go here in the first half.
And MSOE, they love doing this with their bigs and working Kermsey off screens, a little inside-out game. But a tough shot there from Lynn.
Yeah, too strong, and now Lake George up strong. Cannot finish. Coming over, did Ballard to contest, but there's a putback. And Jordan Johnson able to score on what is his first field goal attempt of the game.
And one thing to point out as this game goes along, Concordia is going to want to play an up-tempo transition game. MSOE a little bit different. They want to work the clock and try to keep this game in the 70s. So we're going to see what actually turns out by the end of this one.
This MSOE team, though, no stranger to competitive games, a number of close games throughout the course of the season. They come in having won 3 straight after losing 5 of 6. And again, they saw their tournament lives on life support going down the stretch. Ballard the offensive board and the putback to tie this game at 6.
And that's one thing that MSOE has been just known for, is just offensive rebounding. They're big at a lot of different positions, so can Concordia keep them off the glass?
Nice spoon feed by Jers. And on the inside, Keller getting hammered.
And that's Jers' game. I mean, if he can create for his teammates, that's where Concordia's at their best. Him off pick and roll and creating and trying to get the best open shot, especially for Keller in the post.
You see MSOE, it's a revolving door of substitutions early, keeping fresh legs in this game with both Petrov and Ware quickly back onto the floor among the changes for Coach Miller. Lake George has the spacing. 3-ball not there. 3-pointers came up in the Falcon favor the first time these teams got together. That game was here in which the Falcons had 8, MSOE had just 3. Petrov at Lakeland on Tuesday had a 14-point showing with 11 rebounds for his first double-double. That's short for Herzog.
And here's where Concordia wants to get it in transition.
Keller able to recover. And the offense resets. Plenty of time to work with. Jers, nice spin move. Dumped it off to Keller, up strong, using the window. Rebound batted around and controlled by the Raiders.
This is where Petrov's really good in transition.
Herzog, nice find inside. Lynn, a couple of shot fakes, blocked to the backside by Johnson. Johnson coming in fifth from the team in rejection. Zietlow cannot hang on. Raider ball.
And one thing Concordia really likes to do is having their defense work for offense. Didn't quite work there.
Media timeout with 15-16 left here in the first half. All even at 6 here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. It's the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
You have 33 years of memories in this house, the most valuable things you will ever own. And that is why we exist.
Matt Mendel alongside John Winter back inside the John Book Fieldhouse, even at 6 points apiece. First media timeout implemented here in NAC tournament play, so some extra timeout, so to speak, for the coaches to settle their troops down. And got to believe, if you're the Falcons, if you're MSOE, so much energy early on, and now, okay, media timeout over. Now you start to settle down. It's basketball again. You know, the first few minutes or so, it's hard not to feed off this energy and maybe get a little too hyped. Now you go back to playing your style.
Especially it being a championship game, you know, adrenaline's pumping in your system. These first couple of minutes have been a little rough, but let's see if both teams can't settle in.
And you see the bottom of your screen, the fans standing. It's been this way so far through the first almost 5 first half minutes. Petrov fakes one way, goes the other, but ran into a teammate. Now turns, shoots, and hits. And MSU, their first of the game at 8-6. They've started the game now 4-9 from the field.
Well, and one thing to know for Petrov in his last two games against Concordia, both 20-point performances. He's a nice player.
Absolutely. Keller unable to finish. Good-looking save. On the push here by Sammy Lynn. Lynn out of Woodland Hills, California. And now Keller to Jers. Johnson asking for the ball, receiving the pass. Looking to go to work here against Matt Kermsey, the matchup that we've been waiting to see. Johnson, tough shot, and the rebound after the box out. Again for the Raiders. Petrov cuts in, gets a step up, and takes it right to the cup.
And that's his game. In that semi-transition game, really getting to the cup. He attacks the rim well.
And I would tell you, he's been struggling lately. Only one time in the last 4 games he has scored in double figures after 15 consecutive double-figure scoring showings. Jers with an answer. Petrov coming right at the Falcon defense. Here's Kermsey now. Lake George there for the rejection. 3-on-1. Jers pulls up for 3. And a long rebound tracked down by Sam Lynn, but he's out of bounds. So the Falcons will catch a break. Right now down by 2. And Grant Karsten into the Falcon 5. He scored 12 points Tuesday in the first-round victory against Illinois Tech.
And one thing that Carson does well, and when he comes in off the bench, shooting threes. He's 6 of 9 in this NAC tournament from downtown. Can he continue that shooting?
Johnson leads and hits. 4 points for Johnson. Game tied at 10. 13:35 to go first half.
And MSOE offensively, they like to run a lot of ball screens and a lot of screening away, especially for their shooter, Matt Kermsey. But let's see what they can do here offensively.
See Ty Michalowski into the game for MSOE. Vanslow left it short. Nice follow through, though. The putback from Ty Michalowski. He's putting in his 15th game, his season debut on January 4th against Lakeland. Lake George. Heck of a move. Finishing around Gabe Ware.
And that's Lake's game. I mean, getting downhill and attacking the rim.
Tied at 12, but again, here comes Kermsey on the attack. The putback again from Michalowski. 3 looks. Michalowski gets the bucket plus the foul. Battling on the inside along with Gabe Ware, a teammate. Now an and one opportunity for Ty Michalowski.
And that was just, that's heart right there. That's heart and hustle on the offensive rebound. Concordia couldn't block them out there and get them out of the way. And actually, a little bit surprisingly, MSOE is playing a little bit of up and down game.
Michalowski held scoreless in back-to-back. 0 for 3 in 23 total minutes so far in the NAC tournament. Able to complete the and one, and now a substitution brings Travers Ballard back in for the Raiders. Foul against Keller is first, and the first on Concordia.
And as we look at this game, I think both teams are actually pushing the pace more than I expected, especially in MSOE. Let's see who breaks first. I mean, especially in transition, both teams want to get out. It looks like they want to get out and run tonight, which I'm all for.
Well, I'll tell you, three-point shooting is not either team's strengths. Jers with the and one. Both can make three-pointers, but neither one relies on that three-point shot. Here comes an old-school three-point play. Foul going against Josh Herzog, his first, and number 3 on the Raiders. This to tie the game yet again with 12:33 left here in the first half. And Jers completes the and one. He came in shooting 74% from the free throw line.
Let's see if MSOE can get Kermsey off some screens here and maybe get him a look to get him going. He was cold in their first meeting, only scoring 9 points.
Traveling violation against Gabe Ware. The Falcons take over, tied at 15. First time these teams got together, MSOE got off to a nice start here. Cooled off dramatically, and the Falcons were able to put themselves in the driver's seat. A little more back and forth in the second half in Milwaukee about 11 days later. Nice find. 2 points. Braden Persinger.
The big man, a little pocket pass from the big fella.
He did not play in the first round game on Tuesday. Played 8 minutes on Thursday in the semis at Wisconsin Lutheran. Ballard able to tie the game.
You're going to have to live with that if you're Concordia. I mean, a guy who was 6'6" shooting a 15-footer, you're going to have to live with that.
Ballard with 10 points in each of the first 2 meetings against the Falcons, tying the game at 17. Johnson, his jumper. And a battle for the board. You have Alex Antoni into the game for Concordia. Tied at 17 in this NAC Tournament Championship. MSOE in a NAC Tournament Final for the second time in program history. Ballard again. Again, it's good. Almost a carbon copy what we saw on the previous possession.
And, Matt, that's a staple from Coach Miller. That's a little dive and replace with their 2 big men hitting the roller and then having that opposite guy dive right for a 15-foot jump shot. That's a staple in MSOE's offense.
They've had some quality big men over the years come through this program. Here's Jers attacking, finishing, plus the foul.
And I really like to see I love what I'm seeing from Jers right now. He's playing aggressive. He's not playing timid. He's playing like this is a championship game, and he got to the rim looking for another 3-point opportunity.
Media timeout following the second foul against Josh Herzog. Game tied at 19. Jers will get the and one opportunity when we come back. 11:04 left here in the first half. Game tied at 19. The 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
19-19 our score with 11:04 left here in the first half. 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship. 2 teams separated by about a half-hour drive, up 43. Heck of a crowd here inside the John Book Field as they're trying to find more fold-up chairs to set up behind the one hoop. About 3 or 4 rows deep now. They're about 2 or 3 rows deep up here in the mezzanine next to us. Not a seat to be had, and starting to run out of standing room as well.
You got to love that. I mean, this is a bid for the NCAA tournament. Why wouldn't you want a packed house?
Well, foul before the immediate timeout. A second foul against Josh Herzog. And now it is Jared Jers looking to complete the and one. And the Falcons see it go out, but an offensive board for Persinger. A deep 3 for Johnson. And a long rebound tracked down by Deontay Vanslow.
And you like the effort you're seeing from the senior from Concordia, Braden Persinger, early, getting minutes and making an impact.
Kermsey on the handoff. Yeah, Petrov out there with Ware, Ballard, and Vanslow. So the 5 that started the game for MSOE on the floor. And the hook goes for Gabe Ware.
I mean, he did have a season-high 23 in his last game against Benedictine, and he's a nice player. I mean, he's going to use his size, especially against a smaller guard in the post.
He has scored in double figures back-to-back here in the NAC tournament. Had 11 in the opener against Lakeland. Takeaway here for Matt Kermsey, the former Port Washington Pirate. Petrov.
Here comes another dive and replace here.
As MSOE gets another half-court offense.
Better job there defensively there. They just switched that for Concordia.
Kermsey beyond the halfway point here in this first half. Vanslow attacking. Boy, MSOE's had some good looks, some bad breaks. 2-point game. Both teams shooting around 45% as Johnson is fouled, trying to get around Michael Petrov.
And that's a tough matchup for anybody. Jordan Johnson is just such a fantastic offensive player. So many different moves. You saw him in the post-up range, pick and roll. Very prolific scorer.
I think what gets me about Johnson every time is you look down and you think, okay, he's got 6-7 points. Pretty soon he's got 20, up to 30. I mean, he makes it look so effortless. He's so effective, but he's not a ball hog. I mean, he picks his moments to take over games, but he's also a heck of a passer.
And that's what you love to see in a guy who can score.
Here is Johnson. That last foul going against Petrov, his first, and team foul 5 against the Raiders. 5-1 MSOE in the team foul statistic. 2-point Raiders lead. 9:25 to go first half. Petrov attacking and scoring right at Alex Antoni.
And that's a tough switch for Concordia. Usually they don't switch their high ball screens with their big, but they did there, and Petrov took advantage of it.
8 points now for Petrov on 4 for 4 shooting. Johnson started the game 2 for 5 from the field. Lost it. Kermsey the other way. And he will go to the free throw line off the Falcon foul against Grant Karsten. Making him earn those 2 points.
And it's interesting to see how fast MSOE is actually playing right now. I mean, usually they're a team that likes to work the shot clock, likes to work offense, but they're actually playing at a pretty good pace. And I just wonder, because that's what Concordia wants to play.
That's what they wanted to do.
That's what they want to do. So I'm just surprised that MSOE is running, but right now it's working with the 23-19 lead.
Kermsey off the first foul against Karsten, team foul 2. He is a 76.2% free throw shooter at 109 for 143.
And one thing with Kermsey, I mean, as a shooter, he was struggling a little bit offensively, but a great way to kind of get your touch back, get your feel, get to the free throw line, find your shot a little bit. And that's one way to do it as a shooter, as he's going to check out, and in comes in Josh Herzog.
9:01 to go here in the first half. A 6-point MSOE lead at 25-19.
If I'm Concordia here, I want to run a set that I know that I'm going to get a great look, because they really could use a bucket here.
Andrews trying to deliver that bucket. Crash of the boards. Keller, tough angle, hauled in by Sammy Lynn.
Good effort there by Keller, but a tough angle with that little reverse hook. It's a tough shot for the big guy.
And Lynn is fouled. Both teams so far with 16 points in the paint.
And that's what both teams want to do. I mean, they're teams that want to score in the paint. They've both struggled from the three-point line, so you can't rely on that. Especially in a tournament game where physicality is going to be something there. You want to try and get to the paint and then eventually get to the free throw line.
Into the game for MSOE is Steve Dillard, his first appearance at the finale in the regular season last week at Marion. So going deep to the bench here in this championship is Coach Miller. 6-point game.
Man.
That stays down for Petrov. The last Falcon foul went against Zietlow is first and team foul 3. 8-point MSOE lead.
And again, we talk about it again, points in the paint. Again for Petrov.
That was a struggle to some degree on Thursday. 18 points in the paint, allowed 30 to Benedictine. Zietlow, there's the much-needed Falcon bucket.
Now Concordia, Zietlow got a good look there, but to me, they're playing a little too much one-on-one basketball. I'd like to see them play a little bit more as a team and move it a couple of times.
A team that comes in middle of the pack when it comes to assists. And there's a 3-point field goal knocked down by Travis Ballard. He came in shooting 13 of 40 from downtown.
And when your big guy can step out there and hit that 3-point shot, that's a nice little, nice thing to have in the arsenal.
Nice putback by Lake George, plus the foul.
And Lake George, something that he's very good at is being active on the offensive glass and getting a much-needed putback in a bucket for Concordia.
Short breather, about to sub back in. Jordan Johnson averages 35.1 minutes a game. Second foul against Sammy Lynn, team foul 6. Media timeout with 7:33 left here in the first half. 30-23 MSOE plus 7. You're tuning in to continuing coverage of the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
Seems every college starts by asking the same question. What do you want to do for a living? You want to be a teacher, a businessman, a nurse? At Concordia University, we ask a slightly different question. What kind of person do you want to be? Because we believe success in life should be measured by how you live, not just what you do. Of course, that may not be the common way, but at Concordia, it's the only way. Concordia University. Live uncommon.
Back inside the John Boog Fieldhouse, a 30-23 7-point MSOE lead, but an and one coming up here for Lake George. And again, he's picked it up on the offensive end, especially as of late. Number 5 in scoring, 4th in the team in rebounding, 2nd in blocks, 2nd in steals. He is playing like a senior who's looking to keep his career going.
And that's what you love to see out of a senior. A guy, Lake George, has really battled since his freshman year, working his way in and out of the lineup. And now it's awesome to see him as a senior. And in his past 2 games in the playoffs, had 16 against Illinois Tech and 11 versus WLC. Averages 9 a game, but if he can score, that's when the Falcons are at their best.
A 52% free throw shooter. Cannot convert, but Keller, the offensive board, and lost it going up. Lake George still battling for it. Pop free. Got caught, looked like on the leg of Josh Herzog. Lake George, by the way, won a 3 on this Falcon roster with 100 or more free throw attempts on the year. Finding ways to get to the line. See, that comes into play in this final. 7-point MSOE lead. Vanslow. Here's Herzog. Lynn with Kermsey. Thought about the deep 3, now looking to attack. Kermsey in the game. He's 0 for 4 from the field. And Lake George, want to take it away from Lynn, commits the foul.
And that's a tough one if you're Concordia. I mean, you got him down with 2 on the shot clock, and you pretty much bail him out there with a tough slap, and now the clock gets set to 20.
Team foul 4. Remember, at one point it was 5-1 MSOE in the team foul statistic. Now it's 6-4 MSOE.
Here's where MSOE is good out of their horn sets. Coach Miller loves to run horns and get 3s for Kermsey.
But a travel will take away what could have been an open look. Turnovers, 5-4 MSOE.
And that's something that'll hurt you as a team. You get a good look for Kermsey, trying to get it going, and little happy feet there on the catch.
I was pulling away in the background as Zelo trying to cut backwards and MSOE takeaway. Vanslow, Lake George on the block. Vanslow on the kick out. Herzog bypassing the 3. About to say, though, I was surprised to see in the background, looks like a Steve Urkel sighting on one of the signs. That's a old 90s reference. It's Ballard. As Steve Urkel would say, did I do that? Well, Ballard just did that. He scores. And Ballard in double figures with 11. He's 5 for 5 from the field. Pitroff is 5 for 5 from the field as well. Those 2 combined have 21 of the team's 32. Goodness. 9-point Raider lead. Lake George attacking. Around the defense, throws it up, scores 2 more. And Lake George now with 6.
And that's what you love to see out of Lake. Don't settle for the 3-point shot. Get to the rim. Get where you're best at. Get downhill. Nice finish at the rim.
Now looking for a defensive stop and a kick ball against Zelo. Right now MSOE is shooting 52% from the field.
And one thing that I noticed there with Concordia is they switched that screen. And if I'm MSOE, if they're going to switch a guard on the Sam Lynn, I want to take advantage of that each and every time. That's what Concordia looked like they did there. I don't know if that was a miscommunication there, but if I'm MSOE, I want to take advantage of that switch and post up.
Among a couple of MSOE changes, Ware back on. Right now, a breather for Kermsey.
Another horn set here.
See out there, Cam Mitchell for the first time, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, and an offensive foul is going to go against Lynn.
Zietlow stepped in front there, got out of the restricted area, took a nice charge, and that's what you got to do. Take a charge on the big guy.
That's already 3 on Lynn. So his third and team foul 7. Check. See Will Bush into the game now, the sophomore from Waterford. He has been scores in the last 6 games, so more of a presence than an offensive threat. Not got a single field goal attempt in those 6 games. Johnson hanging, shooting, banking. His jumper, bank it in, and the Falcons are down 5.
And Ware just kept giving ground, and Jordan's going to take advantage of that each and every time. Using the window there, it's open.
The bank open after hours. A nice slip. Well, you'd always say it doesn't take field goals, doesn't take many shot attempts. Well, you can't bypass that open look. Will Bush all alone for 2. Will Bush. It's only his 43rd shot attempt on the year.
Nice pass.
Nice find, but got away from Zietlow. Keller, a couple of shot fakes, using the window as well.
And here's one thing that Concordia's doing a fantastic job. They're working the ball, they're playing as a team right now, and they're battling to get back into this game.
Well, you said it, getting away from that one-on-one style of play. Ballard, rebound Keller.
And you're going to live with that as a 15-foot jumper from Ballard.
I'll tell you, the way this first half has gone, a rare miss for MSOE, it feels like anyways. Here's Johnson attacking, hanging, had it deflected and contacting an MSOE foul.
That's a good take by Jordan. I mean, he's a fantastic free throw shooter, and if he can get to the line, maybe find his rhythm a little bit here from the free throw line.
Ballard picking up his first, 8th team foul. Johnson goes to the free throw line, 88% free throw shooter, 4th in the conference and 27th in the country. So Johnson with an opportunity to make this a 3-point game. 4:08 to go here in the first half.
And how can you not love this? A great battle here in the NAC championship game. Great atmosphere. It's just something. We've been talking about this, on the commercial breaks. What an awesome atmosphere it is. The fans are standing. Everybody's into it. It's really exciting to be here.
And this potentially is it. So both teams laying it all on the line. Could be it. Both playing for an opportunity to celebrate on Selection Monday and find out where their season could be extended come next weekend for the NCAA tournament. Johnson goes 1 for 2. Falcons start the game. They have themselves one. I'll make that now currently 2 of 5 from the free throw line.
And MSOE running again that dive and replace with their bigs.
Nearly worked there for Michalowski, who's been active in this first half. Keller being swarmed by a couple of Raiders. Getting out of harm's way. 4-point game.
Here comes a clear out for Jordan.
And an offensive foul. Apparently used the off arm to create some separation. And so for Jordan Johnson, his first team foul 5. 3:41 to go. We are in the first half, a 34-30 MSOE lead. More to come as we continue from the John Blue Fieldhouse, the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
If you could make one wish, any wish, what would it be? Would you wish for more money? A better career? Fame? Or would you use your wish to make a difference in someone else's life? At Concordia University, we believe God intended us to live for something bigger than ourselves, to live boldly, faithfully. And with online programs at Concordia University, we're here to help you do that. Live uncommon.
The 5th-seeded MSOE Raiders with road victories against Lakeland and Benedictine to get to this championship game. On top of the 3rd-seeded Falcons, who have beaten Illinois Tech and Wisconsin Lutheran. 34-30 our score, 3:41 left till halftime. MSOE shooting 52% from the field. Falcons about 48.3%. Both teams have 6 turnovers, and right now 18-13 MSOE plus 5 on the glass.
And if I'm Coach Miller here, I bet you money that they just drew up a play for Matthew Kermsey. Out of a timeout, they could probably use a bucket to maybe stretch this lead a little bit. I think he might have drawn some for their best player.
Kermsey back on. He's 0 for 4 so far from the field. Michalowski. And with Bush now logging some quality minutes. Petrov hits the 14-footer.
And he's feeling it. He is in the zone right now.
6 for 6 with 12 points. After we mentioned kind of off a little bit. Yeah, he had a double-double in the first one against Lakeland, but look at him have a bigger impact. Petrov went 4 for 7 at 8 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, a stat-stuffing line. Thursday, Johnson hits the 3, and for the Falcons, their first three-point make in 4 tries.
That's a good look for Jordan. Maybe he can get it going here. It's 3 of 7 from the field, but hopefully he can get it going.
And now make it 4 of 8 with that latest. First Falcon in double figures with 10. Petrov
finally missed.
Yeah, first miss. Lake George the rebound. Johnson.
Probably see a ball screen here.
3-point ball game. Zietlow, Lake George all alone. And Ware brings down the board.
And again, MSU is pretty much daring Lake to shoot that one.
He comes in shooting about 22-23% from deep. Kermsey driving around 2-0. Second chance up and under. Off the window for Ty Michalowski. And a timeout for Coach Miller and the Raiders. They lead 38-33 with 2:14 to go in this first half. Al mentioned MSOE. This is their second opportunity to play NAC Tournament Championship. Go back to 2016, number of upsets, number 6 seed. They lost in the final to number 1 Benedictine 83-57. That year, they came here upset number 3 Concordia in the first round 95-79. For the Falcons, this being their third NAC Tournament Championship appearance. 2015, number 3 seed. They won at number 1 Aurora. Fast forward, 2017, this team as number 3 seed as well. Lost at number 1 Benedictine 93-89. But an opportunity for the first time in the NAC tournament to host. Right now down 5 with the ball.
And if I'm Concordia, they're down 5 with 2 to go. Very easily to be able to come back. Let's see if they can't get a stretcher. Maybe go on a little run and get some going into the second half.
Both teams shooting the ball extremely well, above their seasonal percentages. Johnson, Randall came out defensively, and then another offensive foul as he pushed off. So you better believe that the officials got the memo. Coach Miller may have said something, somebody else may have said something, but certainly that's been a point of emphasis for the officiating crew. That's twice now that Johnson's been called for the push-off for his 2 personal fouls.
And usually Coach Cassidy, what he likes to do is if any time a player gets 2 fouls in the first half, he's going to sit. It's tough right now with only 2 to go, but that's the philosophy they have with their program. And here's MSOE. Something that they really do well is player movement and ball movement.
Petrov. Getting the pass right back.
Kermsey.
Well off the mark was Kermsey, but the putback not to be. And an offensive goaltending call against MSOE. Basket interference. After you had the combination of Michalowski and Bush on the inside.
And MSOE again battling on the offensive boards. That's their 6th offensive rebound, but they were unfortunate to get the offensive goaltending.
MSOE on the year, plus 3.1 the rebounding margin, 4th in the conference. Although you go back to the Benedictine game, minus 11 in the rebounding battle. Here's a traveling violation against Concordia. And Church trying to say, hey, wait a minute, how's there not a foul? He got tangled up with Josh Herzog. Minute 19 to go here in the first half. 38-33 MSOE plus 5. For the Raiders, Herzog. Here's Kermsey. Kermsey, an uncharacteristic 0 for 6 from the field.
Well, the first time Concordia played, Kermsey only had 9
He did struggle,
points.
Yep. You're dead on with that. He had 9 points in that game on February the 4th. Went 4 for 12 from the field. Had 8 rebounds, though. Ballard
Offensive rebound again,
Yep,
Matt.
long rebound. And offensive reset. Shot clock at 15, 43 seconds to go till halftime.
I got a feeling this ball's got to end up in Petrov's hands here.
He has been the offensive answer, although Herzog. Nice opening. Blocked, though, by Zietlow. As Herzog took the bait, Zietlow dared him to make that move just so he can get back into the mix and send it away.
Athleticism and long arms from Joey Zietlow. And there's only 1 point to note here. Only one on the timer here on the shot clock.
Inbound here for Petrov. See if MSOE realizes.
It's going to be a tough shot.
Yep. And that's going behind the backboard for Kermsey. And that's the kind of first half it's been for him. He has not been all that close, especially from a good distance.
I think coach is going to call a timeout and see if they can't drop something to get a good look here to close out the half.
So 27.5 seconds to go here in the first half. It's 38-33. MSOE up 5. Right now, Raiders shooting 50% from the field. Falcons at 48.4%. Jordan Johnson has 10 points. Jared Jurst with 9. He was aggressive, especially early. MSOE has 2 in double figures. Michael Petrov with 12. Travis Ballard with 11. Those two are a combined 11 of 14, making up for the fact that Kermsey's 0 for 6.
And one thing to point out, I mean, early, both teams are getting into the free throw line. But of late, I mean, there's only been 8 total free throws attempted. 3 of 3 for MSOE, 2 of 5 from Concordia. It seemed like there's going to be a lot more free throws, but both teams just weren't able to get to the line of late.
Well, you mentioned a moment ago the offensive rebounding.
Yes.
MSOE right now is +7 in second chance scoring. Both teams at 26 points in the paint. So a couple of numbers that jump out as we near halftime.
Little full court pressure here from MSOE just to slow down Concordia.
Zietlow. Shot clock turned off.
I think MSOE switched to a zone here. A good adjustment because the coach was going to drop a man play. Coach Miller switched to a zone.
Zietlow with 5 to shoot. Zietlow on the kick to Jurst. Has to put it up. Jurst step back, and that will do it for one half of play in this NAC Tournament Championship. MSOE on the road again. Again, they find themselves in a must-win scenario as they have now for the last week plus. On top of the Falcons, 38-33. We'll come back to the John Book Field. We'll take a look at the first half numbers. A trip to the NCAA tournament on the line on this Saturday. And you're tuning in to continuing coverage of the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
Concordia is about training ethical business leaders. That makes them more employable and more valuable in the marketplace. People, planet, profit, that's the triple bottom line. All business is obviously about profit, because if you don't make profit, you don't have a sustainable business. But the concept is that you should also prioritize people and treat them fair and with respect and try to inspire them. That's as important as thinking about profit, and I think you can even be more profitable if you're good to the people that work for you and that are part of your stakeholder group. In terms of planet, it's being sustainable, considering sustainability and stewardship for resources in the environment. And that could be things like worrying about the pollution type impact to the carbon footprint for your company, or stewardship for water and energy resources. And so the three go together. It's the right way to do business. It's the conscious part of it is that you should act with compassion and love for all of the people that are in your stakeholder group, your employees as well as your suppliers. So the idea of conscious capitalism is to run your business with compassion and love, and competitive for succeeding in the marketplace, but also caring about people. And it's the kind of business we're trying to teach at Concordia, which is to run business with compassion and love and still focused on good competitive business practices, but with a balance. Innovation is what drives entrepreneurship and startups for maybe financial gain, but making creative new products. But it can also be for solving problems in the developing world and in our own communities as well. A good example of innovation for social good is a social venture called Vision Spring that was started in India. The idea was to address a need in rural communities in India where people didn't have access to glasses, they couldn't read. This has taken off, and millions of people in India who didn't have access to good vision care now have it, and it's through micro-entrepreneurs that are in the communities, and we want to involve our students in those kind of projects, not just abroad in the world in places like India, but here in Wisconsin and in the Midwest. We take the students through a series of mentoring sessions with entrepreneurs from the community to work through their business model using something called the Business Model Canvas. As the students are brainstorming about their business model, it's evolving and changing, and they're getting advice from other entrepreneurs who are sort of role models with experience. And then we culminate in a pitch event where we give away $10,000 to the top student ideas. It's a lot of fun for the students, and it's a lot of fun for us to see them pursuing their dreams, which are going to hopefully go out into the world and have some impact. Concordia is a partnership with the Better Business Bureau, and that is a distinguishing feature of our School of Business, is focusing on training not just solid business practices, but ethical business practices, which happen to be founded in our Christian values.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
The Student Personnel Administration in Higher Education, or SPAHI program at Concordia University is designed for people who want to work in the university setting in any department. So if you're interested in working in academic advising, campus activities, residence life, admissions, financial aid, this program is really designed for anyone interested in those areas. The mission of Concordia is to help students develop in mind, body, and spirit, and that was really evident in the program. I really enjoyed that I could be in class one night and take what I learned and apply it on the job the very next day. My name is Amber Schiesel, and I am a SPAHI graduate.
You're a miracle. You know that, right? A living, breathing, one-of-a-kind miracle. You were created to stand apart, to share your gifts and talents in the service of others, to make an uncommon impact in a common world. And at Concordia University, it's our mission to help you do that, to stand apart from the crowd and live uncommon. Concordia University, live uncommon.
Back inside the John Book Fieldhouse here on the Concordia University Wisconsin campus in Mequon. Halftime in this 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship. The 5th-seeded MSOE Raiders on top of the 3rd-seeded Falcons, 38-33. Checking out the first half statistics. MSOE shooting 47.2% from the field. 1 for 4 from beyond the arc, doing most of their damage on the inside. They're 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Falcons are shooting 47% from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc, 2 for 5 at the charity stripe. Rebounding at 23-14 MSOE, including 10-5 in the offensive glass. Both teams have 7 assists, 8-7 Falcons in turnovers, 4-1 MSOE in steals, 5-1 Falcons in blocks. 3 of those blocks belong to Lake George. 8-6 MSOE in points off turnovers. Both teams have 26 points in the paint. 11-4 MSOE's plus 7 in second chance score. Neither team with a fast break point. 9-2 MSOE's bench plus 7. 8 ties, 3 lead changes. MSOE's biggest lead has been 9. Falcons up by as many as 2. They led for all of 2 minutes and 17 seconds in that first half. 8-0 MSOE run, a 5-0 Falcon run at one juncture. Individually, MSOE has gone deep. They've played so far 11. Deontay Banzlo 0 for 4 from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 1 foul. Gabe Ware, 4 points, 2 for 2 shooting with a rebound, an assist and a turnover. Travis Ballard, 11 points, 5 of 7 shooting. He's back in double figures for the 20th time, 4th time in the last 6 games. He's also 1 for 1 from 3-point range, 4 rebounds, a block, and a foul. Michael Pitrov, though, has been a story. 12 points on 6 of 7 shooting. Missed his own field goal attempt, was a 3-pointer. Couple of rebounds, 1 assist, a turnover. Matthew Kermsey, 2 points and 0 for 6 shooting. 0 for 2 from 3-point range, 2 for 2 from the free throw line with 4 rebounds, 1 assist, a turnover, 2 steals. Sammy Lynn 0 for 2 from the field. Couple of rebounds, 3 turnovers. He's had 3 fouls. He's been limited to 8 minutes and 9 seconds off the bench. Josh Herzog 0 for 2 from the field. 1 rebound, 1 assist, a steal, 2 fouls. Ty Michalowski's been a spark off the bench. 7 points on 3 for 5 shooting. 1 for 1 from the free throw line with 4 rebounds. Steve Dillard making a rare appearance. 64 seconds played. No stats. Cam Mitchell, he played an even 2 minutes. No stats. Will Bush, 1 for 1 from the field, 2 points, 1 rebound. Falcons have played just 8 so far. Lake George, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 1 foul. Brandon Keller, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, a turnover, 1 foul. Jared Jers, 9 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 turnovers. Joey Zietlow has 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, 1 foul. Jordan Johnson, 4 for 8 from the field. He has 10 points, couple of rebounds, 1 assist, 4 turnovers, 1 block, 2 fouls, both on the offensive end. Grant Karsten, no stats but 1 foul in 8 minutes and 11 seconds. Braden Persinger, 2 points, 1 for 1 shooting with 1 rebound in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Alex Antoni, no stats but 1 rebound, 1 assist in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. At the break, MSOE 38, Falcons 33. MSOE looking for their first conference tournament championships, winning the Lake Michigan Conference back in 2003. Only time they qualified for the NCAA tournament. Falcons looking for their second NAC tournament championship, trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2015. Second half coming up next. You're tuned into the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that. A lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field. reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
When did our measurement of success in life become so common? Because as unpopular as it might sound, God never intended for any of us to live a comfortable life. He intended for each of us to live each day with a higher purpose, to go outside our comfort zones and use our gifts and talents in the service of others. That's why He created each one of us uniquely, remarkably, to stand apart from the crowd, to live a life that's actually uncommon. Maybe that's why at Concordia University, our students have never been satisfied with simply fitting in and doing great things, but instead becoming great people. And why our education focuses on not only developing what you know, but who you are and who you were made to be. Passionate, faithful, courageous. Because living uncommon means living a you-first life in a me-first world, which isn't the easiest way. But at Concordia, it's the only way. After all, doesn't the world already have enough common? Concordia University. Live uncommon.
To the second half we go here inside the John Book Fieldhouse alongside John Winter, Matt Menzel high atop the John Book Fieldhouse inside a packed house for this 2020 NAC Tournament Championship. Right now the 5th-seeded Raiders, they're playing their 4th consecutive game on the road. And guess what? Looking for their 4th consecutive road victory. Leave the 3rd-seeded Falcons in this final 38-33. And John, your assessment of the first half?
Well, for MSOE, the thing that jumps off the page, 11 second chance points. I mean, that's really what's helped them build this 5-point lead. For Concordia, the stat that jumps out to me, 8 turnovers. The 8 turnovers has been a big deal. Hopefully Concordia can get playing back to what they can do, playing team basketball, and come back from this 5-point deficit.
Yet when you look at points off, turnovers not a big story yet developing in that area. 8-6 MSOE plus 2, but I guess in a 5-point game, every point critical. Faster pace to that first half. That's what the Falcons wanted to do. They wanted to up the tempo. Right now MSOE's been able to hold their own. Vanslow attacking to start this second half. Ballard looking for a 3-second violation, but instead they get a traveling violation against Travis Ballard. And so MSOE with their 8th turnover.
Extending the man a little bit is Coach Miller to try and slow him down and use a little bit of clock bringing the ball up the court.
Jared Jurich finding Jordan Johnson. Trying to find Lake George. Instead, Zietlow comes up with it, and Zietlow makes it a 3-point game.
And Zietlow's going to be a huge factor here in this second half. A little cold, a little unknown in the first half. Let's see if he can't pick it up in the second half and score some points.
I also want to point out, as Pitroff goes to work, open look for Gabe Ware, that right now Johnson has 10. He had 11 points at halftime Thursday. I'm not saying he's going to go off for 45, but he took over in that second half. Johnson to Lake George. And Lake George makes it a 1-point game.
And one thing that I like right now, Concordia, attack mode from the start of this second half.
They have 30 points in the paint. MSOE with 26 in the lane. So the first 4 out of halftime belong to the home team.
Get out
Kermsey, a 3-ball. And the rebound for Jers. He'll give him that shot all day.
Kermsey a little cold tonight.
Yes, he is. Zietlow. And the Falcons have taken a 1-point lead. They score the first 6 out of halftime and a 30-second timeout for Coach Miller.
And how about it? Coming out of second half, it was 38-33, and now Concordia guns a-blazing here to start, and Coach Miller needed a timeout to gather the troops a little bit.
Going right at the MSOE defense will double as a media. 18-23 left here in the second half. 39-38. Falcons up by 1. You're tuned into the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
It's not just about basketball or it's not just about school, it's about developing yourself as a person altogether.
Falcons throw the first punch here in the second half. They score the first 6 out of halftime. Erase a 5-point halftime deficit, now lead 39-38, 18-23 on the second half game clock. Balanced attack. Again, the Falcons are not going all that deep in. They have played 8. Number of players stepping up, and again, going right at the MSOE defense. 32 Falcon points in the paint.
And the crowd is alive here inside the R. John Boot Fieldhouse.
Early MSOE timeout. Ware out of the timeout. Cannot answer. Lake George, the rebound, and an MSOE foul is going to go against Ballard.
And we're kind of seeing MSOE go through what Concordia struggled with, a little too much one-on-one.
Sammy Lynn back on. He's playing with 3 personal fouls, taking the spot of Gabe Ware. Ware, along with Kermsey, a couple of fifth-year seniors, they bring that experience.
And that's something that you need, a little adversity here for MSOE to start the second half. As a senior, you got to gather the troops a little bit.
Falcons +1. Their biggest lead has been 2. Oh, Zietlow. Foul number 2 against the Raiders.
And I feel like I'm repeating myself again here, but Concordia in attack mode going to the paint.
Well, Zietlow now being rewarded with the attack with a couple of free throws. 3rd foul against Travis Ballard.
And you love the energy from Joey Zietlow. Had 15 minutes there in the first half. Didn't really hear much from him. Only had 2 points in the first half, but here he's all of pretty much Concordia scoring to start the second half.
Biggest lead of the game for the Falcons at 3. 41-38. And they come out and they score the first 8 points in this second half.
Couldn't have asked for a better start if you're Coach Cassidy for your team to start this second half.
Vanslow against Jers. Nearly taken away by Zietlow, who was top of the team in steals. Petrov, 8 to shoot, a deep 3. Barely drew iron, rebound for Jers. Falcons again looking to pick up the pace. With momentum, Jers. His pass picked off, and then Vanslow unable to bring it in cleanly, but a nice save into the hands of Kermsey. Sammy Lynn. Vanslow. Near side of the foot finds Lynn, spacing, 3-ball, and this game is tied at 41.
That was better there by MSOE. More than one guy touched the ball. How about it? Little ball movement for an open 3.
And Sammy Lynn, a 20% three-pointer, coming in at 4 of 20. Making the most of the open look. Zietlow unable to answer. Keller the offensive board. Keller up strong. Another MSOE foul on the inside. I'll tell you, Brandon Keller, only a sophomore. The progress he has made from one year to the next, sky's the limit.
But here's the one thing that maybe he can improve on a little bit. Free throw shooting.
Well,
a little tough at the line, but in their win against WLC, went 7 of 11 from the free throw line. on the season a 40% free throw shooter.
It's the first.
It's tournament time, Matt. He can make his free throws now.
And he's getting plenty of practice. Came in at 45.5%. 42-41. Falcons back up one with 16:44 to go.
And you can sometimes throw the scouting report out the window. Xavier Lynn hits a three. He's 4 of 20. Brandon Keller made 2 free throws. It's tournament basketball. Let's play.
And the third time these two teams are getting together in 25 days. How you doing? Getting to know one another. Kermsey. Good pressure, Falcon D into the backcourt, tracked down by Herzog.
And this is Concordia scrambling up. Nice
pass.
Nice
find. Oh, a near block there for Zitlo. Instead, he's called for the foul after Ty Michalowski. Thought he had a, for sure, if not dunk, layup.
Now the ref called a slap and it hit on the head, maybe on the follow through. Obviously the fans at the booth don't necessarily agree with the call, but that's what the ref called and that's what you got to go with.
They give the foul to Joey Zitlo. Well, let me see. They may have called goaltending.
Not quite sure what the discussion is here, Matt. Fouls on Zitlo.
I'm not sure what the confusion was. That's going to be a second team foul 1. Michalowski at the line. And Ty Michalowski, he came in shooting 59.1% from the free throw line at 13 for 22. This to tie the game after there were 8 ties and 3 lead changes in the first half.
And Michalowski has only scored 2 points and 4 points in his 2 meetings against Concordia. Now has 7.
Which is his high this season. He had 6 as a high 2 times prior to.
Welcome to playoff basketball.
I was going to say, we're not even yet in the month of March.
Nice pass.
Lake George, the 2-hand jam.
A slam-a-jamma for Lake George. Get the crowd on the feet, get them going.
45-43 Falcons. Knocked away, a steal for Zitlo. And taken right back by Herzog. 3-on-2. Kermsey still has not been able to hit a field goal. Put back, Vanslow able to tie the game at 45. That's his first making 5 tries.
Now we're picking up the atmosphere, picking up the tempo. Now we're really feeling like a playoff basketball game here in the NAC tournament.
MSOE was up 5 at halftime. Johnson from 15. 47-45 Falcons. And a technical foul to Jordan Johnson.
I think Jordan got teed up for a little bit what the folks might call trash talk. Pretty quick on the whistle, though.
He has been the victim of some tough calls. 2 offensive fouls, now a T.
I think Coach Cassidy's going to try and get an explanation here and to see maybe what the referee saw. But it's in a tough spot here. I mean, Concordia making a little bit of a run. Now MSOE gets a couple of free throws in the ball.
And Kermsey hits the first to make it a 1-point game. He's 0 for 8 from the field. 3 points, 3 for 3 from the free throw line with 4 rebounds. Game tied at 47. Plus MSOE with possession. First immediate timeout. Tied at 47. 15-18 to go here in the second half. Back in a moment, you're tuning to continue coverage of the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
You know, God never intended for us to live a comfortable life. He created us to go outside our comfort zones, to use our gifts and talents in the service of others, to live a you-first life in a me-first world. At Concordia University, it's our mission to prepare you for that path, so that you stand apart from the crowd and live a life that's actually uncommon. Concordia University, Live uncommon.
47-47, 15-18 to go here in the second half. Technical foul a moment ago against Jordan Johnson. Also his third personal. And so MSOE, thanks to Matt Kermsey, knocking down a couple of free throws. Now it's Raider ball.
We got a tie ball game here, 47-47. Another great contest here in the NAC championship game.
Falcons have won 3 straight, 6 the last 7 against MSOE. Trying to make it 3 for 3 this season. Again, MSOE controlled their own destiny and had to win on the road at Marion to wrap up the regular season to get into the tourney. Won by 5, and then back-to-back road victories to get to this final. 5 of their last 6 games set up by 5 points or less. They've gone 4-1 in those tight ball games.
And that just proves they're not new to anything, any close battles.
No sweat.
Battle tested.
Offensive foul away from the ball. Ty Michalowski. So Michalowski will pick up his first. And that's going to be team 4. Being told that officially that technical foul went against Jordan Johnson for talking at an MSOE player. So you call it trash talking. They call it for
officials
talking
maybe have
at.
a nicer way to put it.
Talking at an MSOE player is the definition.
Ooh.
Zietlow.
Get the ball to Joey Zietlow and let the man work. He is feeling it here in the second half.
2-point Falcon lead. 14:38 to go, second half.
And a name we haven't heard is Petrov here in the second half.
Well, asking you shall receive. He's got the ball as we speak. Petrov from the pass to Herzog. Drive and kick. Air ball on the 3 ball for Bush. And a steal for Zietlow. He's off to the races. Zietlow. Oh, he got blocked to the backside of an MSOE foul. That's going to go against Petrov. Oh, he was able to get back defensively and contest what could have been a 2-hand jam for Joey Zietlow. Zietlow now going to the free throw line off the foul. The second on Michael Petrov, team foul 5. Oh, how high can you fly?
Meet me at the rim, Mr. Matt Menzel.
Jeez.
It's a slam ball out here.
No trampoline required.
Do you remember those days? Man, was that fun to watch. Good old slam ball. It's like we're watching slam ball out here. Meet me at the rim a little bit.
Dating yourself a little bit.
Dating myself a little bit.
So one more here for Zietlow. Falcons up 4, 51-47, 14-18 remaining.
Joey Zietlow keeping his total going here in the second half. His now has 11 for the game. Only had 2 in the first half.
In double figures for the 9th time in the last 10 ball games. Herzog. Here's Petrov. Off the screen, attempted to be set by Michalowski. Lake George getting to the passing lane.
Excellent defense there by Concordia. Keller did a great job off that ball screen, forcing Petrov all the way to the baseline, and help defense was there to deflect it out of bounds. Handoff.
Petrov, 3 ball, count it. And Petrov is 7 for 9 from the field, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. He's got a game high 15. Raiders back to within 1.
And that right there is what we call good offense beating good defense every single time. Sometimes you just can't help it.
3 ball, off the mark. That was Zietlow on the attempt. Petrov, foul by Lake George. Well, Petrov's starting to come alive here. With 13:24 remaining, we're in half number 2.
And that's a good foul if you're Lake George. Want to make them earn it from the line. Don't just, no easy buckets, no easy runouts. Make them earn it from the free throw line.
Petrov, 12th in the conference, about 79% from the free throw line at 92. 117. He's one of those 2 guys along with Kermsey who've gotten their fair share of free throw attempts. He'll get one more with a chance to tie. Couple of Raider changes. They bring some size with Ballard and Sammy Lynn. Into the game here with Michalowski getting a breather.
And interesting to see MSOE is going a little bit deeper in their bench compared to Coach Cassidy
Yes.
and the Falcons.
1 for 2 goes Petrov. He has scored the last 4, and so like that he erases what was a 4-point deficit. Game tied at 51, 13-18 to go. Zietlow. Lake George against Lynn. I like the thought process, though, with Lynn playing with 3 personal fouls. Lynn dumping it off. Herzog. Lynn picked off by Zietlow. He dives, he falls, he finds Jers, and Jers will lay it up and leave it short. Rebound hauled in by Michael Petrov.
Great hustle there by Zietlow. Tough little finish for Jers, but you'd like to see him see if he can't finish that with the left hand.
Man, Zietlow making some nice cuts into the passing lane. Herzog. His floater. MSOE is up 53-51. They've scored the last 6.
Herzog getting on the board. He's attacked the paint his first 2 points of the contest.
12 minutes and 15 seconds. Here in the second half, Keller finds an opening. That's closed up, though, by Ballard, body to body, and Ballard with the foul.
Ballard's wondering what he did wrong. The official said he slid in there and gave him a 2-hand shove.
His 4th. Team foul 6. So already to the bench goes Ballard. Inbound here for Jers. 53-51 MSOE and a 6-0 run. Deontay Vanslow back in for MSOE.
Same with Jordan Johnson and Persinger. Jordan a little bit time to cool off a little bit from that heated, a little bit of a heated moment and see if he can't come back and get some offense going here for Concordia.
Jers for 3. Johnson had the rebound knocked out of his hands. Vanslow comes away with it. This second half, been a second half of runs on both ends. Push off, nice find inside. Thing of beauty for Ty Michalowski, able to create that separation.
Great pass. Antoni was fronting the post, but nobody was there for the help side. If you're going to front the post, obviously you're going to have somebody there on the backside, but not there for Concordia.
8 straight now for MSOE after they were down 51-47. Johnson, he finds an opening. Goes up, cannot finish.
Vanslow's done a nice job against Jordan defensively, and that's what he's in there for. He's in there to play defense, not too much of an offensive threat. He's there to play defense on the other team's best player.
Sammy Lynn, 10 straight for the Raiders.
And basketball, Matt, is a game of runs. Concordia started off hot. MSOE is back with their run. It's going to be back and forth here probably to the end.
Jers. Persinger open. Rebound Zietlow. 3-point shots have been hard to come by, and Zietlow draws a 7th MSOE foul already. So a bonus from here on out. 10:53 to go. A 10-0 run for MSOE has them up 57-51. You're tuned in to continue coverage of the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
You have 33 years of memories in this house, the most valuable things you'll ever own. And that is why we exist.
$10:53 to go here in the second half. What an atmosphere here inside the John Boot Fieldhouse. Cannot say that enough. For a basketball fan, this is a great place to be. The 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship. This place rocking, although MSOE right now rocking. They have scored 10 consecutive, erasing a 4-point deficit, and now leading 57-51. But a bonus out of the media timeout. Already the 7th foul against MSOE. The first against Matt Kermsey and Zietlow at the line.
That's going to be something very important for Concordia, especially the way they've been attacking here in the second half. They're going to be in the bonus for the next 10 minutes and 53 seconds. It's going to be very important to see how many free throws they can take advantage of.
Zietlow will get another. This Falcon team, we've talked about it all year long. They come in 10th among 12 teams in free throw shooting. But this is a team that they're 6th in free throw makes per game. They're 4th in free throw attempts per game. They get to the free throw line. They've only gotten better, though, as the season's gone along. They went 20 for 28, for instance, against Wisconsin Lutheran on Thursday.
And just so you know, Joey Zietlow now leading the Falcons with 13. Only had 2 again in the first half.
Kermsey fouled. Persinger on the contact. That's going to be his first.
And speaking of free throws, Matthew Kermsey 0 of 8 from the field, but 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He is finding a way to get there where he is a fantastic free throw shooter.
And his career, a 76.5% free throw shooter, misses the first.
There's the announcer's kiss of death right there.
Kermsey, a fifth-year senior from Saukville, put only 3 games during the 2015-16 campaign before missing the duration of that season with injury. That was the year in which MSOE was last in the tournament championship. He was on the sideline. Goes 1 for 2, almost popped out. 58-53 Raiders. They have scored 11 of the last 13. 10.5 to go, second half. Jers.
Pin down screen for Jordan.
And Johnson. Nice job there again by Vanslow.
Vanslow has done an excellent job.
Persinger. Still cannot get a three-point shot. The drop. Falcons now 1 for 11 from downtown.
Good look there for Concordia. An open 3 off a little movement, but couldn't make the shot there for Persinger.
They typically make about 6 threes a game, which is second to the bottom of the conference. They come in fact, 9th at about 32% from three-point range. Sammy Lynn. And MSOE is hitting everything.
Sammy Lynn just gave Jordan Johnson a taste of his own medicine there. A little step back, baseline J, nothing but nylon.
60-53 MSOE. At one point, the Falcons were up 51-47.
They can't play hero ball. They got to move it here if you're Concordia.
Shot clock at 10.
Is that going to be on Lynn?
Well, Persinger and then Lynn in disbelief right now.
They must have, because everybody's happy here on the Concordia side of things.
Think about that. Lynn fouls out with 9:29 to go. So Sammy Lynn is disqualified for the second time this season.
That's a big, if we look back here, that this might be a pivotal moment here. Sammy Lynn has been playing very well. So maybe make a mental note there. About 9:30, Lynn checks out of the ballgame with his 5th personal.
He came in tied for 5th on the team in scoring, 3rd in rebounding, 2nd in blocks. He loses that inside. And Persinger cannot get the first free throw to drop.
It hit about every part of the rim except for going in.
A 62.5% free throw shooter. But from the Falcons, though, I keep on attacking. That's certainly what built the lead, gave them that extra punch, that spark they needed to start this second half. But also, you look right now, MSOE in a tough spot with 18 fouls against.
And as we noted, basketball being a game of runs, Concordia came out with the first punch. MSOE countered. Let's see if Concordia can't counter with their own to get back into this game.
Mikulowski, nice fine wear, but Mikulowski blows it. Vanslow keeping the attack alive. That's a woulda, coulda, shoulda for Ty Mikulowski. Pitroff, Kermsey, and there's his, I take that back. That looked like an automatic, and he blows it, but he gets the benefit, getting knocked down of the Falcon foul. He cannot catch a break. He could be wide open with 10 seconds to shoot the ball, and he would still miss. That's the kind of night it's been so far, knock on wood, for Matthew Kermsey. Now 0 for 9. Well, that won't count as a field goal against, but would have been 0 for 9. He had 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Hits the first. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3rd foul against Zietlow.
But one thing, Matthew Kermsey, that you have to give him props for is even though he's 0 of 8 from the field, he's still finding a way to get to the free throw line, still finding ways to impact the game for his team.
62-54. MSOE +8. Antoni back on. Here's Johnson. And Johnson against Vanzelo. Zietlow up high. Again, Vanzelo right there on him. And Zietlow making something happen, but comes up short. Rebound. And the Raiders on the push. Pitroff with Antoni stepping up. Kermsey. Oh boy. Good battle inside. Jers and Michalowski. Michalowski with the height advantage. Pitroff blows by Antoni and scores 2. Taking advantage of the mismatch, and the Falcons take a timeout. And Coach Cassidy trying to say, hey, wait a minute. You know what? Jordan Johnson got teed up because he was trash talking. MSOE is trash talking. How come they're not getting teed up? 30-second timeout. That's exactly what Coach Cassidy's message right now to the officials is hey, call it both ways.
And you noticed there at that shot clock, Pitroff noticed he got the switch, got what he wanted, had the big man Antoni on him, and took it to the rim.
MSOE up 64-54, 8:21 to go in this second half. We'll step aside and tune into the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
8 minutes and 21 seconds left. Half number 2 in MSOE, up 64-54. They have scored 17 of the last 20 points in this game. Enjoying right now their biggest lead on the night. Question becomes for the Falcons, yeah, they have 3 pointers in double figures, but where's the scoring going to come from?
And again, we talked about this, we touched on it in the first half. They can't get to one-on-one basketball. That will not win you this game. You have to continue to attack like they did early in this second half. That's how they got the lead early, by attacking and playing as a team. Drifted into a little bit of a hero ball, but now they're starting with a little bit of movement.
Just 9 assists so far and 21 field goal makes. Keller finds an opening. Got hammered to the backside. That's going to go against Ty Michalowski. Already, just joining us, Sammy Lynn's been disqualified. That came with 9:29 to go. So starting to test now the size. You look at size on paper. Falcons have 12 players between 6'4" and taller. MSOE with 7 between 6'4" and taller. 6 between 6'4" and 6'6". Banker for Keller. Anyway, it goes in.
That's all that matters, Matt. 1 point counts as 1 point no matter what happens. Backboard, hit all parts of the rim. Doesn't matter.
Off the back rim, rebound tracked down by Kermsey. I think that's what is impressive about the current 9-point MSOE lead is the fact that Kermsey's 0 for 8 from the field, but he has 7 points on 7 free throw makes. Michalowski trying to dump it off to Pitroff. Lake George trying to take it away. It's off of Pitroff. Falcons with a much-needed defensive stop. And again, that's MSOE shooting still 49% from the field. Falcons at 45%.
If I'm Concordia here on offense, again, they're probably going to look at probably a high ball screen here with Keller. Here comes a double ball screen.
Jers. Johnson. Johnson for 3. And he's been
it's a tough shot, Matt.
Off as well. He's 5 of 11 now from the field. Nothing's come easy for Johnson. Great job by Deontay Vanzelo there defensively. That's been the assignment he has drawn in this game. Foul away from the ball is going to go against Lake George on a hold. For the Falcons, team foul 6. Third against George.
So it looks like both teams are going to be in the bonus here for the next 7 minutes. Concordia is going to be in the double here. MSOE is going to be in the single. So there's probably going to be a lot of free throws coming up here in the next 7 minutes.
MSOE, the third best free throw shooting team in the league, 80th in the country.
Oh, They had Ware there on a slip. They missed it.
Petrov. Falcons, this becomes an important possession after back-to-back empty trips for MSOE.
Attack, there you go.
Lake George lowering the head, now leans. Force the issue. Zelo trying to take it away with a jump ball, arrow benefiting Concordia.
Good battle there by Zelo to steal a possession there for Concordia. Lake was battling there, but Joey was able to get his hands and get a tie-up.
Right now, looking at the shot clock, I'm going to say that Zelo had possession, and so they lose a second. And now another stoppage here. And what's the wait here? Not sure what the holdup is, if somebody was tying their shoe. Either way, the inbound here for Johnson. Keller, a little up and under. Keller leaning, missed. Oh, somehow that hopped over the rim. I thought for sure that one was going to deflect.
A little show and go there for the big boy Keller.
Thought that one was going to.
That thing used every part of the hoop, that's for sure.
Had some English on it.
A little English.
64-57 MSOE.
Here comes a double screen for Kermsey.
Petrov. Mikulowski draws another Falcon foul. That's team foul 7. 6:20 to go.
Mikulowski, MSOE has done a very nice job. Coach Miller loves to run horn sets, and that's what they've ran a lot of. And then out of that, they do a very nice job of getting pin downs in the post, and that's what Mikulowski did. He went to work, battled there in the post, and got to the free throw line.
Can I repeat? Mikulowski's high in a game this season is 6 points. He has 11 as of right now. Make it 12. He has doubled that production. But he's also 4 for 4 from the free throw. He's added 6 rebounds.
Sometimes the scouting report can lie.
It seems like when the Falcons have lost this season, it's because there's somebody like a Mikulowski who's averaging a couple of points a game and just goes off.
Let's see what Concordia can do here and react. They're down by a little bit here. Ooh, tough shot from Juris. Oh.
Juris rattles in the triple.
Well, let it fly. They're down 6.
Second three-point make in 13 tries. Herzog, cross-court pass.
They switch.
Petrov inside Mikulowski, picked off. Keller jumping in front to steal it.
Let's see if Concordia can get going here in transition. This is where they're really good.
Johnson.
Right now they're probably going to run ball screen here with Jers. Little pistol action with Keller. Good slip.
Keller with the two-hand jam.
And they're down 4. Good pass from Jers. Little two-man game. Send it in your own.
Petrov out there defensively. Grant Karsten. Ware.
Probably going to go one-on-one, little 1-4 flat here for Petrov.
Petrov pulls up, long deuce. Keller brings in the rebound. Jers. Inside of 5 minutes left here in this second half.
They're going to let Jers and Keller, a little two-man game.
Johnson attacking. Johnson, 2-point ball game at 66-64.
Here comes that run again, just like we were talking about.
After MSOE was up 10. They were up 10 with 8:21 left in this half. Shot clock at 10. Petrov banks it in.
Man, what a shot from Petrov. He now has 20.
Jers spinning. Jers leaning. Had it altered. Herzog knocking the ball out of bounds.
And one thing to point out here, Matt, especially in the last 4 minutes, you need a guy who can score late clock. And a lot of times that happens here, especially late in the game. Obviously, MSOE has Petrov. Concordia's got Jers, got Johnson. Something to note here as we close here to the end of this game.
Shot clock at 21. Jers fires a three. Good. Karsten brings down the board.
Big rebound there for the freshman. Need a good look here for Concordia.
Johnson hanging, shooting, hitting. Tough shot, Jordan Johnson.
That's his game. Little fadeaway jumper baseline. Concordia down 2.
3:40 to go in this NAC Tournament Championship.
What a game here, Matt.
It's not even March yet, but the madness upon us. Ballard left it short. Karsten the rebound.
Good contest there by Keller. Concordia running in transition.
Lake George driving, hanging, shooting. Forced it. Rebound. Kermsey.
Good defense there by Ware. Went straight up. Didn't lean. Good defense there.
3:10 remaining. A trip to the NCAA tournament on the line.
And Petrov getting a break here.
Kermsey still out a field goal make. Shot clock's at 6. Herzog has to go with 3, with 2. Herzog missed it, never touched the rim. Rebound. Karsten, but first thing first, a 30-second shot clock violation leads to immediate timeout. 2:48 left in the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship. MSOE 68, Falcon 66 on the Falcon Athletic Network.
Seems every college starts by asking the same question. What do you want to do for a living? You want to be a teacher, a businessman, a nurse? At Concordia University, we ask a slightly different question. What kind of person do you want to be? Because we believe success in life should be measured by how you live, not just what you do. Of course, that may not be the common way, but at Concordia, it's the only way. Concordia University. Live uncommon.
2 minutes, 48 seconds left in regulation. 68-66, MSOE plus 2. They were up 64-54 with 8:21 left in this half. Falcons back to within a couple. Both teams in a bonus. If a jump ball occurs, arrow with MSOE.
And both teams, as we stated here in the second half, both have gone on runs. Early for Concordia, MSOE came back with a run of their own. Concordia's now on a run. What an end here to a championship game and a bid to the NCAA tournament.
Zietlow, Johnson, Jers, Keller, George on the floor for Coach Cassidy. Jers. Here's Johnson. Tie game at 68.
Great backdoor set there by Concordia, drawn up by Coach Kane there at the timeout.
Coach Miller wanted to travel to no avail. Almost a steal. Ballard to Vanslow.
Ooh, tough switcher. Jers is on Ballard down low. I think they're able to switch back.
Kermsey with Petrov back on the floor.
Good denial. That could be over and back.
It is. Falcon ball.
That's what gets it done. Defense wins championships is the old adage. Great defense there by Concordia.
Falcons were in a similar situation just on Tuesday. A game that felt like forever was tied at 63 and eventually able to come away with the victory. Here tied at 68, 2:10 remaining.
Horn set here for Johnson, a little screen and roll.
Falcons looking for their first lead, so they're up 51-47.
Clear out.
Johnson with an offensive foul. That's 4 fouls against Johnson. 3 have been offensive, plus a technical foul.
That's tough. I mean, I thought that was a clean step back. But again, you got to credit Basil. He's been on Johnson the entire game and has stood up to the challenge.
1:55 to go. Kermsey against George. Petrov. And Petrov partially blocked by George. Keller comes away with the loose ball.
Good defense there by Concordia. That's why Lake's out there to play defense.
Minute 35 to go. Tied at 68. Jers to Zietlow. Jers for three. And the rebound, Ballard.
Good look. Good look there from Jers.
Minute 20 left in regulation. Timeout, MSOE. This will be a 30-second timeout with 1:17 remaining. 68-68 in this NAC Tournament Championship between the Falcons and the Raiders, a matchup that many thought we would see last year for a trip to the NCAA Tournament. Fast forward a year later, again, the number 1 and 2 seeds upset in the semis. Here we go. Number 3, Concordia. Number 5, MSOE. MSOE trying to get back to the NCAA Tournament for the second time. First time since they won the LMC Tournament Championship in 2003. Falcons trying to get back to the NCAA Tournament for the fourth time. First time since 2015. Looking to win the NAC Tournament Championship for the second time. First time since 2015.
And Matt, one thing to look here, Coach Miller has great offensive sets for MSOE. I'm sure he just drew some up here for his team. I wonder who they're going to go with here to get a look.
Kermsey, Ballard, Pitroff, Vanslow, Ware on the floor for the red-clad Raiders. George, Zietlow, Keller, Johnson, Jers in the home white for the Falcons. Can work the game clock to a minute or below. Pitroff. Ball fake. Pitroff. Long two. Gets the bounce. It's 70-68 MSOE.
Shooter's touch.
Jers ties the game.
This is what it's all about here, Matt. Tie ball game under a minute on the timer.
Ballard. Kermsey. Kermsey. Offensive foul! Zietlow takes the charge. A 1.1 second differential. Game clock, shot clock, tied at 70 in this NAC Tournament Championship.
Very important note, 31 seconds on the clock, 30 on the shot clock. Concordia can work this down to basically get one look if they want to. So you don't want to go too early. They're probably going to advance it and call timeout.
Second foul against Kermsey. 10th MSOE team foul.
They're going to play it out here, Matt.
Jers. Zietlow.
One would think it's got to be in Jordan Johnson's hands.
Jared Jers, 10 to shoot. Jers with 3, with 2. Jers! And this game is headed to overtime, tied at 70. Falcons battling back from down 10. And this game heads to OT, tied at 70 inside the John Book Fieldhouse.
The way this game has gone, it's kind of fitting that it goes in overtime. Both teams played extremely well. Both teams had their share of runs in the second half. It's been a battle. We got another 5 minutes to decide the winner of this one.
We'll come back with overtime number 1. Chance to go to the NCAA tournament for one of these two ball clubs. 5 more minutes. NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship on the Falcon Athletic Network. Falcons were down by 5 at halftime. They have battled back from down 10 in the second half. Overtime between Concordia and MSOE for the 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship. Falcons shooting 46% from the field. MSOE at 47%. 18 points for Johnson, 14 for Jers, 14 for Zietlow, 11 for Keller, 10 for George. All 5 starters in double figures for the Falcons. Petrov has 22 for MSOE, 13 for Michalowski. Ballard with 11. Sammy Lynn has fouled out. Lake George, the two-hand monster jam plus the MSOE foul.
Okay, Lake.
He just posterized Travis Ballard, who picks up his 5th. First time he has disqualified from a game this season. He joins Sammy Lynn on the MSOE bench. Again, the team fouls do not reset. 10 plus against MSOE, 8 against Concordia. 4:46 to go in overtime. 72-70 Falcons. Lake George with an and 1. He's 0 for 1 from the free throw line in this game. He has 12 points. He will stay at 12. Rebound for Kermsey, who is still 0 for 8 from the field. We have had 15 ties, 5 lead changes. Michalowski. Good ball movement. Kermsey continues. Check that Ware with that miss. Ware is 2 for 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point range. Jers. Tipped pass to Johnson. Deflected off the hand of Petrov. Johnson, step back, 3 ball. Yes! Where has that been all game? 75-70 Falcons. They score the first 5 in overtime. 3:45 to go. Kermsey. Ware back to Kermsey. Keller there defensively standing tall. Kermsey had it blocked by Keller. And an MSOE foul. As Lake George got knocked down to the deck.
Concordia getting it done here on the defensive end.
Oh, have the tides turned in this one?
It's just like the start of the second half. Concordia coming out swinging in the start of the overtime.
Second foul against Vanslow. Falcons lead 76-70. Their biggest lead of the game. Prior to their biggest lead had been 4. 1 for 2, Kermsey the rebound. 76-70 Falcons. 3.5 to go in overtime. Petrov fading. Rebound Keller.
Excellent defense there by Keller on the switch. Had a very high contest. Fortune Petrov on a tough fadeaway on the baseline.
Lake George. Shot clock at 10.
George has got to get this here goal. High screen and roll, a little double ball screen here for Concordia.
Jers.
Got it.
All alone. Oh! And it rolls off the lip of the rim. Where the rebound?
That's a tough miss. Good take. Got to finish.
Kermsey. Petrov. Inside Michalowski. Missed it next to the hoop. Oh, it's contagious.
Both teams have missed gimmies. A bit of a trade-off there. We miss one, they miss one. All even.
First 6 points in overtime belong to the Falcons.
Here comes high screen and roll with Jers and Keller. Probably Jordan's going to take it here. 8 on the shot clock.
Johnson. And the rebound into the hands of Michalowski.
You can hear the crowd. Everybody wanted that one to go.
Kermsey driving, hitting, his first field goal, make of the game. Comes here in overtime. An and one with 2 minutes left in overtime.
That's a huge bucket there. Momentum was shifting to Concordia. Kermsey, a great attack, went into the body of the shot blocker, Keller, scored it off the window, and the old-fashioned three-point play.
He's now 1 for 9 from the field. Second foul against Keller. Kermsey, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. He now has 10 points, the 4th Raider in double figures. 76-73, Concordia. Keller, Lake George. Falcons working the game clock down. Zietlow. Lake George want to tap it out, brought in by Michalowski. .90 seconds left in the first overtime.
Here comes a ball screen for Petrov. Could be going to get Kermsey, yep.
Zietlow on Kermsey. Shot clock at 10. Kermsey leans, trying to instigate contact. Zietlow battling for the board that's brought in. Here by Jers, pressure on the backside. Lake George slow and getting back up, and an official's timeout as Lake George holding his chin-jaw area. 68 seconds left in overtime, 76-73 Concordia.
That was good defense there by Lake. He went straight up, didn't get baited on the pump fake by Kermsey. Tried to do the old Kobe, little pump fake lean in, but George wasn't biting.
Lake George will inbound.
And if you're MSOE, you don't have to foul because you're only down by 1 possession. They really need a stop here. Concordia most likely, probably a high ball screen with Jers and Keller. Probably going to be a pin down as well, a little dive and replace.
Jers. Here's Zietlow. Had it knocked away on the backside. Kermsey got enough of the ball to force the turnover. Picked up by Will Bush now into the game.
MSOE doesn't necessarily need a 3.
But they do want a timeout. 45.8 seconds to go. The first 6 points overtime went to the Falcons. Kermsey then with a 3-point play. 76-73. Falcons lead. 45.8 seconds left in overtime in this 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament Championship.
And what a game here. I mean, there's Concordia's up by 3. MSOE has the ball. If I'm MSOE and I'm drawing something up here, I want my team probably going to be a pitcher off, probably attacking the hoop, because you don't need a 3. You know, there's 45 seconds left. There's 2 possessions based off the shot clock. You don't need a 3. I would try and attack and see if I can't get 2 points, and then you got to play the foul game. For Concordia, defensively, you want to play straight up, right? You want to contest on your 3s. If MSOE draws something up for Kermsey, they got to play it straight up here. What a game. What a game.
By the way, Brandon Keller with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Double-doubles now in back-to-back. Thursday was his first double-double since the 29th of January.
And one thing to point out here, Concordia 50 points in the paint. MSOE has 38. Both teams have really been attacking the paint. Both teams kind of struggling from the three-point line. Only 3 makes for each team.
45.8 seconds remaining in overtime here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. 76-73 Concordia.
And the crowd rises to their feet.
This has been an instant classic inside the NAC. One of these teams going to the NCAA tournament. Petrov. What a battle. Ware back to Petrov.
Elevator screen for Crimsey. Good defense there by Johnson. Good switch.
Shot clock at 7. Almost a steal by George. Ware, a deep 3. And the rebound hauled in. Johnson has it. Shot clock turned off. MSOE has to foul. Michalowski fouls Zietlow. 19.8 seconds to go.
Excellent defense there by Concordia. MSOE tried running a horn set for an elevator screen, a staple in Coach Miller's offense. He really likes running that play to get a three-point shot. Good switch by Concordia. And again, they got the stop that they needed. Now they're going to the free throw line to secure a win.
Michalowski picking up his third personal.
Short.
Zietlow now 6 of 7 at the free throw line.
Now the door is a little bit open there, Matt. They can't quite shut it all the way. Zietlow's got to make this one and make it a 4-point game.
Falcons 13 for 21 as a team. Makes it a 2-possession lead.
Big time. Now Concordia got to get a stop again. MSOE's got to attack the bucket here.
Petrov driving and laying it up and in right around Keller. Timeout for MSOE. 13.6 seconds to go at 77-75 Concordia. MSOE now out of timeouts. John, let's go back to the end of regulation. How we got to overtime. Falcons were down 10 with 8:21 left in the second half. Battle back. Petrov able to give MSOE a 70-68 lead with 1 minute left. Jers responded, took it right to the bucket, tied the game at 70. Eventually, the Falcons had a chance to win at the buzzer. Jers' shot just off the mark. Falcons came out, scored the first 6 here in overtime. They've been playing with the lead all overtime long after their biggest lead prior to had been 4.
And it really seems like both teams, it's been a heavyweight fight here. Both teams have swung and landed punches, but the other team has been able to respond well. And MSOE's only down 2. They got a quick bucket. Now you got to play the foul game, and Concordia's got to make them if they want to survive and advance.
Jers, foul by Petrov.
And that's what you have to do. I mean, down 12 seconds, you got to play the foul game. Concordia to shut the door like they did against IIT. They made their free throws at the end to secure the win. Let's see if they can't do it again.
Jers 1 for 2 from the free throw line in this game. 74% free throw shooter on the year. Third foul against Petrov. Best he can do is make it a 3-point game and hope for MSOE out of timeouts. .78-75 timeout Falcons. 30-second timeout.
And Concordia up by 3. And this is the age-old question in basketball. If you're up by 3 with less, there's 12 seconds on the timer, Matt, do you foul? That's always the age-old question. Do you foul and play the free throw game so the other team doesn't have a chance at shooting a 3? Some people say, if there's over 10 seconds, you don't foul and you let it play out. What do you do? I mean, that's why we're sitting up here and the coaches are down there.
But let me throw this out to you. MSOE is 3 for 13 from downtown.
So you might want to take your chances.
But you know how that tends to work.
But you know how that tends to work is when that's like we said, what does the scouting report say? It's playoffs. Doesn't matter. Anything can happen.
2 out of the 3 3-point makes by guys that are fouled out. Ballard and Lynn. The only active player right now for MSOE with a 3-point make, Petrov, who's 1 for 3. Ware on the inbound with 12.6 seconds to go.
Good idea by Concordia. A little ball pressure to make sure that they can't just roll it and get an easy look.
Petrov.
Shadow screen.
3 ball. Johnson the rebound. He is fouled with 3.4 seconds to go.
And if you're Concordia, that's a tough shot for Petrov to make. Really a deep 3. MSU, they were trying to run a little ghost screen for Crimson where it's not quite a ball screen and you quick run off of it, but a great switch by Concordia. That's probably something they talked about in the huddle.
Third foul against Kermsey. One free throw should seal the deal.
And you have your best free throw shooter at the line.
4-point Falcon lead. .4 seconds to go and a chance at MVP for Jordan Johnson. Kermsey. 3 ball. Falcons, your 2020 NAC Men's Basketball Tournament champions. They are headed back to the NCAA tournament. A hard-earned 80-75 overtime championship victory. And the celebration about to begin here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. John, the last time the Falcons were 19-9 as they are right now, they were heading into the 2015 NCAA tournament. A hard-earned victory overcoming a 10-point second-half deficit. All momentum with MSOE. The Falcons protecting their home gym will go to the NCAA tournament for the 4th time in program history and for the first time since 2015. What a moment.
What a game for both teams. I mean, MSOE fought extremely hard to get to this moment, to get to this championship. Props to them on a great season and a great tournament run, to Coach Miller and his MSOE Raiders. And for Concordia, what a moment. What a fantastic moment for these guys to battle the way that they did and win on their home floor.
8 players played. The 5 starters all in double figures. 23 for Jordan Johnson. 15 for Jared Jers. 15 for Joey Zietlow. 13 for Lake George. Brandon Keller with a double-double for a second consecutive game. 11 points, 10 rebounds. Falcons with their second NEC tournament championship. 4th time they're headed to the big dance. 2000, 2011, 2015, and now 2020. Falcons were down by 5 at halftime. Down 10 in the second half. Able to get this game to overtime. They put themselves in control throughout the OT, scoring the first 6, hanging on for the 80-75 victory. And now officially the celebration can begin.